a while back, actually during the Altadena fires, we were able to kind of, I would say, mobilize, and we started to serve coffee and pastries to the first responders. We had access to the command center, which was right here in the Rose Bowl. And so every morning we would get up early. The whole team would come in here. We would make coffee, and we would take coffee and pastries out to the command center. And we posted it on Instagram maybe once or twice. Not no big deal or not no push or whatever, but an agency that represents a big artist, can't say any names, talking points, reached out to us via email. And the name was so big, like when I seen the email, I'm like, there's no way. This is like spam or something. So I didn't even respond to the email. But in the email, the agency said, hey, we love what you all are doing over there, and we would love to support. So after, kind of going back to my emails, actually, it was our general manager that has access to the emails as well. She also seen it, and she responded to the email. And it's been an amazing relationship since then. And I want to give a big shout out to Exclusive Agency for supporting us, for having our back, for uplifting our voice, and also teaching us like why media is important for the work that we do. And so without further ado, I would love to introduce my next guest, Camila.
Thank you for having me.
It's really an honor to be able to interview you. Serious, because you're always behind the camera in a sense, right?
I was gonna say this is my first podcast, and again,
Ever?
I was forever.
Okay.
I was like, I've done like little fun like interviews or whatever,
Okay.
but again, nothing ever live. So I was like, my clients are gonna be all like, oh, I'm gonna be judging or whatever.
No,
but
you're taking the shine now.
no, I guess I am.
You deserve it though, seriously.
thank you.
And just since the very beginning of working with you, I've just been so blessed. Seriously,
And I have
blessed.
too. Again,
And-
I feel like we always talk, and it's like, in a way, you helped me grow in what I'm doing, and at the same time, I feel like it's very much reciprocated. So
Yeah, you've definitely helped me grow a lot, especially on like red carpets or dealing with media. You're like, Jose, you can't say that. Or I remember one time you checked me out here. you're like, come here.
Yeah, I think I think that was the second time that we met.
Yeah.
And again, I had you do an interview all in Spanish.
All in Spanish. I
I
don't know what I said, but I was attempting to speak Spanish.
I gave you some talking points.
Mm-hmm.
We worked through it.
Yeah.
So
But I really loved what you said though that day. You said only give them like you don't have to give them everything, even if they're asking you those questions. Like you don't have to respond like that. Where did you learn how to like really pay attention to situations like that and like have the right response, or the right insight for the clients that you're working with?
Honestly, I feel like through trial and error. Again,
Okay.
I've been at the agency for about 2 years. I've been in
Okay.
this industry for 2 years.
Okay.
And there really isn't like a rule book for anything.
Okay.
Again, it's kind of just like going with the punches. Like, again, I have a really great mentor, our CEO of the agency, and she really is the one that really spearheads everything and kind of just like laid a great foundation for us as publicists. So again,
She's amazing as
she's-
well. She
she's a
really
badass,
believes in
for real.
uplifting our people and our culture and our
100%.
voice. And oh my God, it's so inspiring.
yeah, again,
And
we
you
feel
as
love
well,
too.
though.
Oh,
You as well.
thank you.
Because I remember also, too, you really explaining to me the importance of media. Remember?
Yeah.
And I would ask you, like, why do we got to do interviews and stuff? Or should we be sharing? And you said, yeah, it's important so people know, what you're doing so they can get behind it.
Yeah, and it's like knowing your story. Again, we work with homeboys now too, but again, a lot of like our clients, they have such, like everyone has a story. Everyone has a story, and I think us as publicists is just showcasing their story and what I think should be shared. So,
So speaking of stories, tell me a little bit about your story.
gosh.
And as much as you want to share, but as far back as you want to go.
yeah.
the
Well, I was
beginning.
born August 2nd. I'm kidding. But
What sign are you?
I'm a Leo.
Okay,
yeah.
Leo. All right.
I'm born in August.
All right.
I grew, like my family has always been sports.
Okay.
So my aunt started the women's national team. Well, no, I wanted to like fact check this, but
Okay.
she was playing hockey in Mexico.
Well, hockey in Mexico?
Yeah, ice hockey in Mexico.
I didn't even know they had hockey in Mexico.
That's everyone's response to that when I say that. But again, my aunt, she was one of like the pioneers in ice hockey in Mexico. My uncle now that married my aunt, his dad was like the owner of the federation and he was like the head coach. So whatever, long story short, my whole family was sports.
Okay.
It was either you played volleyball or you played hockey. And so growing up, I played hockey for a long time. I played volleyball for 15 years. I played at Cal State Dominguez Hills. I was, again, student athlete, Division II level. And so, again, my whole world was, like, sports. That's what I wanted to do.
Okay.
So I guess when I graduated college, that was kind of, like, my idea. I wanted to do sports marketing.
Why, though? Why did you get that? As you were playing sports, you just thought, I want to do marketing?
Well, not marketing, but, again, like, I wanted sports. I was an athlete all my life.
So you wanted to be involved in sports?
I wanted to be involved in sports one way or another. I wanted to do sports business or sports marketing or sports advertising, something in sports. Because, again, it was so much of my life and a lot of my personality that I didn't really know what I was without it.
Okay.
So for a long time, that was just kind of, I was very tunnel vision. And then during college, the LA Galaxy Stadium is right next to Cal State Dominguez Hills. So I was like, I'm going to go play my 2 years because I was a JUCO. So I played at PCC and then I went to Dominguez Hills. And I was like, I'm going to work at LA Galaxy. I'm going to get a job however I can.
You knew that?
I had it in my mind. I manifested it before I even committed. So I was like, I'm going to get a job at LA Galaxy. However it happens, I'm going to go to school 2 years, work 2 years, and then whatever God's plan is, that's what it's going to be.
Damn.
So I go to Dominguez Hills. I applied to a job called Star Squad, which is like game presentation for LA Galaxy. Okay. And I was there for about 3 years. And while I was in that like job, I met my now coworker at the agency. And it was a crazy story because we were like invisible string. She lived 2 blocks down from me. We had the same friends from high school.
But never knew each other?
We never knew each other. It's crazy. And I tell this all the time. Like, we were at the same concert the same day, 2 rows back from each other. I'm in the back of her video, like of the concert.
She's filming?
As she's filming. She did like a selfie video, and you see myself like screaming.
Prior to you guys meeting?
2 years before meeting. And then we met at LA Galaxy while we were like in this audition. So again, she was my invisible string, and she is the reason why I'm like in this industry now, because she like connected and did that. Okay. So.
But how? Tell me more about like what was the transition, and like did she pitch that industry to you, or you just seen her in that industry? And
again, so I was in LA Galaxy, and she like applied for the job, right?
At LA Galaxy as well. Okay.
Yeah, and she didn't get the job, but I was still in it, and I guess I made a good impression, and we followed each other on Instagram, and like 2 weeks later, she's like, "Hey, so we have this internship. If you want it, it's yours." Because I was my senior year in college. I was looking for an internship. I was like scrambling, and it was for PR. Like I majored PR and advertising at Dominguez, and she was like, "If you want it, it's yours." I'm like, "I'm there." So I started with the agency as an intern, and I was there from January to when I graduated in May. Graduated on a Friday, and on that Sunday I was brought on full time as the CEO's assistant. Damn. So it was a very quick transition, a very quick turnaround.
Wow. Yeah. Skip, hop, and a jump. Mm-hmm. I wonder if it's connected to the manifestation thing you were talking 100%. About. Do you think so?
I believe that, like, again, my mom has always told me it's like whatever you put out there, whatever, like, your words really do fuel your mind and like your path. Again, I'm a very big believer in God, and He has a plan for everything, but also it's like whatever you put out there, like you'll receive back.
Wow.
So for the longest
think you
time,
can manifest me like a Lamborghini or something?
I'll manifest it for everyone in this room.
All right. Yeah, I want one of those.
Yeah.
If there's some way you can like throw that energy out there. I also want to ask you, because I didn't get to when you were talking about Mexico, like what part of Mexico is your family from?
Yeah, so my family's from Guadalajara.
Guadalajara.
Yeah, so my mom, Zapopans, they live like 10 minutes away from there. Okay. But they live like 2 blocks down from where Atlas plays, so Estadio Jalisco. Okay. So they live there. My mom was born there. Dad was born in Glendale. When he was 13, he moved to Guadalajara.
He moved to Guadalajara from the States, huh?
Yeah, he moved there. He did middle school, high school.
Okay.
And then when he was like 24, he moved back. So he did college at Glendale Community.
Is that where he met your mom?
He met so they were actually neighbors. Okay. Well, not neighbors, but like they lived in the same like colonia.
In Guadalajara, okay.
Yeah, but they didn't meet until like they were 25, so later in life.
But there or?
They're in Mexico.
Okay, all
yeah.
right.
And then they got married, came over, and they've been married for 25 years, 26.
Wow, okay. So you often go back? Do you?
Yeah. Again, all my family's over there on my dad's side and on my mom's side. I think on this side, I only have like 2 cousins, uncles in Texas, 1 uncle in Texas, 1 in San Diego.
But everybody's mostly over there.
Yeah, everyone. Okay. So we try to go like 3-4 times.
What do you love about Guadalajara?
I mean, I don't even know where to start. Again, not only because it's like my family's there, but as soon as you step foot, you just feel like a different type of like community. I don't know, like over here, like, again, I never really had birthday parties because, again, my family was over there.
Okay. Like,
holidays were kind of very chill, but, like, over there, it's like a hug.
You celebrate.
Yeah, you celebrate the culture, you celebrate your family. Like, siempre hay algo. There's always either a good problem or a bad problem, and we're always over this. But it's like, that's the love and the chaos that, like, I wish I had growing up. Again, because they were all over there in Mexico. So.
Okay. So then growing up over here, what was it like? Then kind of like, did you feel like lonely? You had a lot of friends or like
I think
you were more focused on your path or what?
Yeah, no, I think my parents did a really good job of keeping our culture rooted in me and my brother because I have a younger brother. Again, when we were younger, thank God, like we had the ability to go to Mexico for the summers or for Christmases. So again, we never really had those, like I feel like those gaps. Okay. But sometimes it's like they would put on WhatsApp, it's like, oh, we're having a birthday party. And I'm like, oh, I wish I was there. Like, I don't think I've ever celebrated like my cousin's birthday over there. Or like I've never like been a part of like those family stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like those, again, you like give and take a little bit.
Yeah, got you. That's interesting though, how like more celebration out there, but also like staying rooted in your culture. Yeah. I think that's very fascinating and I think amazing, you know, because for a long time I was actually the opposite. Mm-hmm. Not that I was ashamed of my culture, but I don't know, there was something with identity for me because I didn't speak Spanish, you know what I mean? But then at the same time, I mean, I'm brown, of course. Yeah. But also indigenous. And the thing about Zapopan too is what I really like is even like the names, they're indigenous names, right? Like some of the towns and streets and there's like this. The thing about Mexico is what's really fascinating is like, what's the word? Indigeneity?
Native?
Yeah, like native. Like there's really like always, like there's all these different expressions of like the indigenous roots that are in Mexico, right? Yeah. And I always found that fascinating. But when I was young, I didn't appreciate it, I guess, you know. Did you find yourself growing up always appreciating that? I
think as I got older, and I realized, like, again, what the culture was and, like, how it, again, connects to us, I feel like I did. Yeah. Again, because when you're young, like, you don't really know much. Yeah. And, again, I think it was kind of hard because, again, we're American, but, again, I'm also 100% Mexican as well. So it's like when I would go to Guadalajara, like, my cousins would be like, oh, son los gringos. And I'm like, yeah, but, like, I'm still Mexican. And it's like, no, o sea, you know, they like carrilla and all of that stuff.
Pocho? Yeah. They use pocho, that word?
O sea, la palabra pocho. But I wouldn't, I mean, I hope to say that I'm not no sabo, pero a veces se me van unas palabras. So.
Spanish is your first language?
It was. Yeah, I learned, because again, my mom, when I was like a little, like she moved to the U.S. Okay. So again, English was obviously not her first language. So her roots
are definitely deeply grounded in Mexico.
Yeah. Okay. But again, also my dad too, because he did like his childhood also in Mexico. Gotcha, so he's even more half and half, but in like 100% and 100%.
How old was he again when he moved?
He was like 13.
What was that like for him? Did he tell you what that was like?
Yeah, he's kind of mentioned it. Again, I think when he was like 15 or 16, it was just my dad and my his older brother that were living there by themselves. So like my grandparents, Mexico? So my grandparents came back and they left them to in Mexico.
And
so
they went to school and everything by themselves? Wow.
Yeah, he would tell me like they would go to night school. So over there, like I guess, again, from what my dad would say, like they'd either have classes in the morning, like a school in the morning, or like a school from like 6 p.m. to later. Because if you have to work in the day, well, you go to work, and then after you go to school. Damn. So my dad, I think he worked in the mornings, and then like around 6 p.m. he'd go to school. And again, it was like a lot of like that culture shock for him. Okay. Because again, he lived in Glendale, like,
Yeah, Glendale
resources
to
and
Guadalajara
like
is
he
so
was like
different.
the classrooms were different. They were like brick walls compared to Glendale. Everything had like stickers and like colorful stuff, and over there was just like a glass. He told me it was like a glass that was painted black because they didn't want people to see inside the school. So it was like barely had any windows. It was just like brick. So for him,
so
I think he
interesting.
had the like, I guess obviously a culture shock when he got there, but
Why did he go? Was he forced to go, or did he want to go?
I mean, I'm not really sure about
Okay,
that.
okay.
Again, both my grandparents were from there, so I guess it was just like they wanted to go back and
Okay.
maybe give them also the experience of living in Mexico.
Gotcha.
I honestly never asked them, but
Okay, all right.
again, even to this day, my grandparents are always
They go
staying
back
over
and
there.
forth. Interesting. Wow. And so he worked and went to school.
Yeah.
That's another real fascinating thing about our culture, right? The work ethic
We're hustlers.
of our people, straight grinders, huh? Yep. And I always found that, I always appreciated that element. Because one of the things when I was young, 15 years old, I got to work in the fields up north. And our people, that's all you see out there, you know, women, older men, you know, like elders, and the work ethic is like,
Yeah, it's para salir adelante.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
to really put our family forward,
Yep.
our culture forward, our
Yep.
people forward.
Yep.
Like we're the ones that'll do it at the end of
absolutely,
the day. So.
absolutely. And the other thing too that was very fascinating is that we would work, right? And then when we would take like a little lunch break, we would sit in these, they call them líneas. And this is like where, I don't know if you ever driven up north, but you see the sides of the roads, all these líneas, right?
Yeah.
Well, we would sit down in between them, and that's where we would have our lunch. And it would be like somebody might have 2 burritos or whatever, you know, somebody might have some nectarines, and we would sit right there, and nobody was ever greedy. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
another thing too that I really love about our culture, and I find fascinating.
And that's like, again, the Latino heart and the culture. Again, I feel like if one doesn't have food, aquí está,
Yeah.
like get some of mine. Like we're always sharing, and I feel like
Exactly.
that's, again, when going back to your question of like why do you love going to Mexico, or like what feels like that when you go, es eso. Like
Exactly.
it's bringing in people who, I guess, who
Yeah,
are,
like it's, you create community even within your own family. Like it's always about sharing. It's like an abundance type of thing, you know? And it is like that in Guadalajara, because I've been to Guadalajara as well.
a
That's where
beautiful
my
place.
wife's family's from. And they're also the same, like just so open and loving and caring and like providing and offering. Like they don't even like to let you pay for anything. You know what I mean? I would have
Yeah.
to go sneak to the cash register before they would get to it in order to pay.
Yeah.
Because that's just how giving they are and loving. And then the other thing too is like, I always think about this as well, because her family's from Guadalajara and then also Colima, but she would always say where one could eat, 2 could eat. You know, and that's just kind of the way that, like I said, our people look at things, and
Yeah.
it's just so fascinating, you know.
And in a way, I feel like we're kind of, obviously, like we're an extension of our family and an extension of like Mexico here in the U.S. Like again, like a lot of my friends, again, bring them over to like carne asadas, like to Christmases and stuff like that, to again just show them how, I guess, our culture is and what we have to offer.
Yeah, and also like there's that, but I see that in you even in your work.
Yeah.
Seriously, like in all the things that we've gotten to do together, like you're just always so like just giving and supportive, and
Thank you.
I feel that community, you know, I feel that community with your whole team as well, and it's just another thing that's like it's just highlighting who we are as people, and that's the thing too. I think it's important as well, like that we talk about that, because we're in a time right now where like certain narratives can drive the overall general narrative of a people, you know, and I really want society to understand like who our people really are, you know, and what our people really represent, and this is it, you know, and being able to tell our stories about where we come from and how we get down, you know. So
and again, I think as publicists, like that's also what we try to do.
okay,
Like, again, let's just say if I'm your publicist, like, okay, what can I do to show your heart, to show your personality, to like show what you have to offer, and obviously in like a positive light, because you radiate positivity. So again, with these artists and clients that we have, like that's what we try to do. Because at the end of the day, it's promoting songs, it's albums, it's whatever, but at the end of the day, it's like who's behind the music, who's behind the name, who's the person behind the stage. So.
absolutely. And you've done that even with me with what was it, No Sabo I did or something? What was that game?
Yeah, Yo
was
Sabo.
it called No Sabo? Or
It's Yo Sabo.
Yo Sabo.
Yeah, shout out them.
Shout out Yo Sabo. All right. I think I got some of the words right.
Yeah.
Probably like 1 or 2 words right. But that was fun. And also them too, like just propounding the culture and doing it in a way that's laughter. Because that's another thing we do a lot is like we like to laugh.
Yeah.
You know, we like to smile, a lot of joy. But yeah, and just going back to that, we've got to work on a lot of different things. And I really love how like you're just so professional with stuff. Where do you think you got that from? Like, is that something that, like, maybe your parents, family, growing up? Like, where did you get that level of, like, because you also have this drive, but also, like, professionalism at its max? Like,
Yeah, well, again, I feel like my parents have a very big part in who I am. Again, I wouldn't be who I am without them.
that's right.
I feel like thank God, like, again, they've always been so involved in my life. They've always been there to, like, help like guide me and to catch me if I fall. So I think, again, my mom has always been a very business-driven woman. I think I get my fire and my like, not hyperactive, but like.
But, like, just got that energy to, like, move things forward, right?
Yeah, so I definitely get that from her. And my dad, he's the more of like logical thinking.
Okay.
Let me
Critical.
observe. So I think with both of them, like it makes me, and I think I got the best of both of them. And the overthinking of both of them, the anger and the passion of both of them. So
critical thinker,
Yeah.
though, because you are a critical thinker. I could see you, like, okay, dissecting
like,
things.
I'm
Yeah,
just
like,
kidding.
does this make sense or does it not?
Yeah.
Don't say that, Jose.
Yeah, because in a way I feel like we're kind of, not like security guards, but again, we're always, like, our clients are our best interests. So, like, your image is, like, I want to protect your image. And I would also want to protect my other image, like, my image. Like, so it's always, like, it's strategic, but in, like, a good way, I would say.
Yeah, no, I can see that. I can
genuine.
definitely see that. And so when you came into the industry, did you learn that right away? Or was that something that through your experience? Like, tell me
Like,
more
my
about when you...
professionalism
Yeah,
or what?
well, just everything in general. Like, when you came into the industry, like, what was it really like for you?
Yeah, it was like a big, I don't want to say slap in the face, but it was like a very big reality check.
Okay.
Because I think for the longest time, or I've always heard, it's like, oh, the music industry is run by 90% of the men. Like, it's a male-dominated industry. I was like, it can't be. And then I'm in there, and I'm in a room. It's me and a room of 10 guys, all taller than me, all tatted up, or you know, it's like those.
It's intimidating.
Yeah, it's intimidating. So, I think as soon as I kind of realized, it's like, oh, that statistic is right.
Okay.
So it's like I'm gonna present myself as professional as I can, as serious as I can. So it's like I'm never put in those positions where it's like someone can fuck with me, or someone can take advantage of me, or someone. So again, I think.
Like, you set the standard immediately.
I set the standard and I set the line.
That's right.
Because I'm never going to let somebody cross that. Because, again,
right.
you hear things, and there's things that have happened in any business office. Again,
in any industry, right?
Yeah, in any industries. And I think, again, music industry is so fast. There's always things that can go on.
Okay.
So I think that was one thing that kind of, like, I was
and
like,
you
oh,
knew that
yeah,
immediately.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, immediately.
Well, you had heard. You've been briefed a little bit.
Yeah, I've been briefed. And again, my parents were very like, okay, like, for example, my first concert, they're like, who are you going with?
Okay.
Is your boss going to be there? Remember, don't drink anything that's offered to you. Like, they were very cautious. And again, they were very, again, because you never know. But again,
So you had some insight. They had laced you up. Yeah.
But again, at the agency that I'm at, it's all women. There's 2 men now, but it's 90% women.
And all strong women.
And we're all strong women. Like, I'm sorry, but things won't fly with us.
I know. And you could tell straight from the jump, too, because we had a meeting here, remember? And you guys just came in like straight bosses.
Yeah.
I was like kind of hunched down a little bit. I was intimidated.
Yeah. But again, I think that comes to show it's like Alina, like our CEO, like, she set the standard and she protects us, and she's like, look, like, don't do this, don't do that. Remember, stay strong. If something happens, you say something. And she's, again, the reason why I feel like we're all so confident and present ourselves in that way is because we have that role model that she's like, well, no one's going to mess with her because she's very strong. And so, again, I kind of look at that. It's like, well, no one's going to mess with me. Plus, I'm like 5'9", and I'm tall, so I have to kind of be a little.
That's right, little bit push your weight around. Yeah. No, but I think that's so amazing that you have that experience of somebody giving you that support.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people out there, not everybody has that type of support, right? You know, so hearing your story too, though, a little bit is like also information to those that don't have that support. And if you don't have that support, you need to be that support for yourself, right?
Yeah.
But that is, I love that because I experienced that as well. Like having support to like own your voice, you know, to speak up if something's wrong, if somebody makes you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I didn't have that neither, believe it or not. You know, because being in the system, you don't have a voice.
Yeah.
You know, growing up in the system, it's like you're just a number. And we're so accustomed to like immediately, like I would say, degrading in a sense. Like strip out, you strip out. You know what I mean? Like squat and cough, you squat and cough. It's from a young age, like 15 years old, you know, 16 years old. And then you start to really go, well, I don't have a voice, because you really don't. And then you come out here and you kind of still don't really have a voice.
Yeah, and it's finding.
Yeah, and it's like finding that voice, but also having people around you that can pour into you and go like, nah, homie, like your voice matters.
Yeah.
Like, and you should use your voice, you know? And I remember like feeling that, it was like a breath of fresh air, to be honest. You know, that's what it really felt like somebody breathing life into me. Like you could talk, you know, like what you have, if you have something to say, it matters to us.
Yeah.
And I think that is so important to have that, you know, and then maybe for us to be that to others as well, you know, because so many people don't have a voice.
Yeah. And again, being a woman, either in the sports industry or in the music industry, again, still being like mainly male dominated, it's like, at least with the path that I'm in and like my experiences, like I would love to be that voice for somebody or guide someone. Again, I feel like we're all put on this earth for a reason. And to show positivity and, you know, help others who want to get somewhere or can help. So if I can be a, what's that one word? Like a vessel?
A
if
vessel,
I could be
yeah.
a vessel for...
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Well, you
what I'm
are, definitely. I'm telling you for real, like you did that for me. And I know I was joking about it earlier, but I was sharing a lot. Remember with that person, they were asking me a bunch of questions. They started to ask me stuff that was a little bit borderline, like,
Yeah.
where are you going with this? Why are you asking me about that?
A little too personal.
A little too
more
personal, right?
investigative, yeah.
Remember? And then I remember you pulled me to the side and you said, hey, you don't have to answer that. And you probably shouldn't. You know what I mean? Just answer these questions and that's it. And that made me feel like, okay, I could use my voice. I thought automatically if I'm letting somebody interview me, you just go with it. But you do that for others. You really are that for others. I remember another time, too, we were on a red carpet, I think. I forgot what it was. Was it a premiere or something, a movie?
It was,
I got the
I think
Chinese.
it was Lalif, or like the Latin Film Festival.
Yeah, something, right? The Chinese theater or
Yeah, it was
something.
at the-
Yeah. It was another time too. Boom. Immediately before I started, you told me like, hey, you don't have to do whatever you're not comfortable with. You don't have to do it.
Yeah.
You know,
And
and
PR training before.
exactly, little PR training, right? But it's also because for me, this is one reason. I'll give you context, I guess. Because when I started to share my story, people really want to hear it for whatever reason. Okay, and sometimes people in society will even use it for their benefit, like. Let's say they want to pass a bill or they want to take me to Sacramento to talk about like an issue, but they use the story to like address a policy. That can happen sometimes in our industry too, where it's like, oh, tell your story, homie. And then you start telling it and it's like, you're not always that comfortable with telling it,
Yeah.
you know, and having you in my life has really like shown me like, you don't have to if you don't want to. It's your story at the end of the day.
It's your story to tell, and it's like whatever you want to share and whatever you're comfortable with. And again, that's what I tell you. It's what I tell all of our other clients too. It's like, at the end of the day, yes, this is media. Yes, these are interviews. But again, I think there's something beautiful of like keeping personal things to ourselves. So again.
Yeah, because it's sacred, right? And some of that stuff is not to share with the world or share with everybody else. So in the industry, as you went from being an intern to a publicist, right?
Intern to assistant to coordinator to now junior publicist.
Damn. What was that whole process like? And did it happen fast? Did you move through?
Well, I just hit my 2 years at the agency last month. Okay. So again, it's you either sink or you swim, and we have to swim.
Damn.
So I think it was a lot of, echándole ganas and working long nights. For example, like our work days, again, I work remote, so I work from home. Our work days, depending on the seasons, we can clock in at like 9, and then I won't stop working until like 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 7 p.m. We're like on call sometimes. Again, over the weekends we work. Award shows are like 12 hours a day. Festivals, again, I just worked Swingers Music Festival, and that was
29,000 steps.
I did 29,000 steps on Saturday, 24 on Sunday.
Damn.
I slept 3 hours. So it's like things like that. So I think going into the industry, like I was like, okay, well, when are my weekends? Or like what? But again, concerts are on weekends.
Yeah.
Or events are on weekends. So we work Monday through Friday. Saturdays and Sundays are like our days off. But again, if a client needs us, if there's an event, if there's an award show, so it's like we really are like a 24/7
for
thing.
hours, huh? So for anybody that's entering that industry, what would you give them? What would you say to them? What would you advise, or what would you equip them with, knowing that it's going to be like that? Or
I mean, I think it's funny because obviously we all like it's like a little joke, like we all complain, but at the same time, this is what we prayed for.
That's right.
So it's like, yes, I don't sleep sometimes, or yes, I'm always stressed, or yes, we're always like putting out fires, but it's like, this is what we wanted. So at the end of the day, it's like, I don't mind. I don't care. Like, this is what I wanted. And this at the end of the day is what's like fulfilling to me. And again, I love helping people. I love, kind of building up someone's story, like a client's like name. Like, that's what I love to do. So,
and watching it grow.
Because at the end of the day, like, that's the fruits of your labor.
Yeah.
Like, your sleepless nights is like, someone else's success.
Yeah,
so,
you're pouring into that, huh?
Yeah.
It's like you're watering this flower, right? And it's blooming, and you get to see all that. What's that like? Like watching an artist that you're working with and like pouring into them, and doing all the stuff, and then like tell me what that's like watching it grow.
Well, again, like I said, it's very fulfilling.
Okay.
Especially when like you align with a lot of their values. For example, like I have a specific client. They're two brothers. Okay. And right now they're killing it in Música Mexicana. And again, they always have like a positive outlook. Like they're always super hardworking. So the fact that like I'm in their corner and I'm helping them grow and I'm helping them live out their dream, like again, that to me is like I would rather be behind the scenes cheering them on than anything else. So
it's very fulfilling.
Yeah. And again, with all of our other clients too. So again, this is what I prayed for. This is what I wanted. And again, I always wanted to do sports. Again, that was like my thing. But as soon as like I saw what the music industry was and the entertainment, I'm like, this is what I wanted to do. And I feel like I'm like, Diosito me escuchó.
That's right. That's right. He always does.
Yeah.
Even when we think he's not. He always does.
And protects us from everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Sustains us through everything too. Because there's times as well, like life is up, it's down. But I do feel like, God, and the universe, I believe the universe is God. It's like there for us, providing for 100%. Us, taking care of us. Aside from watching artists grow, what is like some of your favorite things also about your life, your role, but this industry?
Yeah. I think for me, like, again, since I was younger, I was like, I don't want to work a 9 to 5. Okay. I don't want to I don't want to sit in an office. I don't want to be in a cubicle. I don't want to have like conference, like, I don't want that. Okay. So I guess my favorite part of my job is that, and the fact that, again, con Diosito, like being in the position to being able to travel for work. Okay. I was just talking to my friend, and it was like, well, the whole month of, I think it was April, I think I only slept in my bed for a week out of that month, because I think the first week I was gone to, let's say, Miami for a week. I came back home for 2 days, and then I flew to Texas, and then I came back home, and then I flew to, so again, it's things like that, and I think that's what makes my job really exciting, and it's what I've always wanted to do as well. So again, as much as I can complain to my pillow and to my diary or whatever, it's like, this is what I wanted, and I think that's like not knowing what's going to happen next. Gotcha. Again, I don't know my schedule for next month. They can change like that for next week, but that's what makes me exciting, or makes this job exciting. It's like you never really know what's gonna be thrown your way.
That's amazing. It's just so exhilarating, huh?
Yeah.
And it sounds like it's a really big life.
Yeah.
Being able to see all these different things, and at the same time see people grow and become the person, the star that they're aspiring to be. that's inspiring in itself, What also is like, what would you say is next for you? Or if it's this, but maybe just staying in this industry, or like, how do you want to see yourself grow in this industry? Or what is your like dream? And it doesn't have to be like the ultimate dream, but like even within the next 5 years or whatever.
Yeah. I always ask myself this too, because I feel like I'm still figuring it out. Because at least for me, like, it's hard for me to think what's next or what my dream is when I feel like I'm already living it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Again, and I've been super blessed, and I pray to God every day, like giving him thanks, because this is what I wanted.
Wow.
I think if anything, like what I'm trying to learn and grow and, be better at is like how I present myself and like my work in general.
Okay.
I'm very critical about myself. I'm very like detail oriented. So I think growth-wise and work-wise, that's what I want to focus on.
Okay.
And, like, those are my goals. Again, I love the music industry. This is what I want to do for a really long time. But it is very demanding, and it is a lot. I think while I'm young, this is, what I want to do. But, again, I think sports has always been a passion in my life. So maybe long down the line, maybe that's something that I want to do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or maybe getting one of these artists to do a celebrity game or something.
Yeah. I mean, I've kind of already done little things like that.
You've kind of merged them?
Yeah. I feel like I always try to find ways. Like, if there's an artist that goes on tour, like, I invite, like, sports teams to go to their shows, and we do, like, a little jersey swap moment. So
that's cool.
Yeah, so there's a publicist behind those photos.
That's right, there's a publicist behind those photos. They're not just by chance.
Yeah, like we plan it like months ahead.
That's right. So, none of those photos are by chance.
Yeah, but
I think that's just so amazing, and it's so interesting, the life that you're living, and you as a person in general. Like, you're very unique, very unique, and you have a very bright light. And just being, like I said, in the midst of you it's changed my life, impacted my life. I've grown because of it. And I definitely want to just continue to work with you. And we're working on stuff right now, right? Can we share about any of it? Not really.
I mean, depends on when this podcast airs. I think we can.
Okay, well, we're working on some. We're working on some stuff. We're working on a gym launch.
We are, yeah.
Right, it's gonna be a pretty big deal with some pretty big names. Mm-hmm. Can't say them yet, maybe not.
I mean, I think we can. Again, if you want to, I think we can.
Yeah,
and then.
Talking points.
Talking points. PR. I think you can.
Yeah,
I feel
we
like
can. We're working on a gym launch with Mike Tyson, and it's going to be huge. It's going to benefit the community. Mm-hmm. It's not just going to be your average gym, right? It's going to be around whole person care, wellness, mind, body, and spirit. Mm-hmm. And there's going to be something for everyone in this gym, and you've really like strategized. You've kind of helped me get organized because I'm all over the place. To really like announce this to the public, and I'm excited about that.
And I'm really excited too. And again, I think almost 2 years that we've known each other.
2 years, yeah.
2 years that we've known each other. I feel like you and I have built a really great working relationship, and even on a personal basis too. So again, I love being part of Homeboys, and again, this gym that's gonna launch too. So again, it's giving, like, my job and what I want to do is bring light to things that need light to be shed, like this gym is going to be, it's helping so many people, and it's going to help a lot of people. So
and it already is, huh? Like, people are already using it. It's not really technically supposed to be open. It's not really open, but people are using it, and we can already see the benefit. You got to come down there the other day.
And then within the first 2 minutes that I was there, I already felt impacted. Like, someone came up to us and was saying, like, oh, this gym, like, really changed my life. Like, I needed this discipline, this structure, and an outlet. So
that's a trip. As soon as we got there, huh?
Within the first 2 minutes. But again, that's what Homeboy industry is, and that's what I felt every time I go. And I feel like that's why I feel so connected with the mission and with you and what has happened. Because again, you walk in and you already embrace, again, like how we were talking, like the Hispanic community. Like, that's what it feels like being, Mexico. You get that hug, you go into Homeboys and you feel the same thing. So
wow, man, thank you for saying that. And
you, like, spearhead everything. Like, the reason, again, whenever, like, you're Mr. Boss Man there. And we know that. And again, every time I walk by or I'm with you, like, everyone stops you. And again, I see the light, people see the light, and again, you really are a big difference for a lot of these people. So again, you pour into everybody, but everyone pours into you. So
Man, I really appreciate you saying that, seriously, and I really appreciated this conversation.
Yeah.
And I want to bring you back on again after we do a bunch of other things so we can share about them all.
Okay.
Talking points, though.
Talking points.
Can't share
Training.
everything. Thank you so
No,
much.
gracias.
Thank you so much for coming out. Seriously.
Thank you.